Hi, little rabbits. It's Miss Wilford. Welcome to Online Learning Week 5. I miss you all very much. I hope you're doing well out there. I wanted to go over our instructions. For this week, notice I have up here, please watch my weekly video, so hopefully that's you. First thing I have on here is this Thursday, there's going to be an all 7th grade Zoom meeting at 1 o'clock for help on grammar sheet 29. Next thing I have on here is grammar page 29 needs to be done using Kami this week. If you're having any problems getting it uploaded, please contact Megan Barnash at susd.org. I put her link right here. She's our tech gal. She's really sweet. She'll help you out. She can get on Zoom with you and literally walk you through it looking at your computer screen. So don't hesitate to contact her if you're having any trouble. I'm not going to accept grammar pages that aren't on Kami this week. I've given everybody 2 weeks to solve it, and so now I want you to get it done that way. As we're looking at Kami, though, I want to make something easier on you. One of the things that's a tool on Kami is the text box over here. This thing is actually really great. It makes life easy. I want to do an example problem on each set for you anyway, so I'm going to do it using the text box. I highly recommend this. What you do is you click on it, and then you click to where you want to write something with your keyboard. And for example, imperative sentences all have the implied subject of you that you have to write in. Remember, they're commands. So if I click on the text box here, I want to write in the subject of you. Actually, I think I'll put my text box a little bit over, like maybe more like there, so I have plenty of room. So write in the word you. When you move off of it, it's there. Let's say I want to put a verb over the word give, which I do. You just put the little text box over it and put a V. See what I'm saying? It's a really nice little feature. And once you've, by the way, done an S or a V over the subjects and verbs, I'm okay on this if you don't underline them. So you really can choose to either do S or V or to do your underlines. But if you do a text box with a V, I'll know that you think that's the verb and you don't have to mess with underlining. You do still have to cross out your prep phrases. You can do that either with drawing. So let's say I'm going to cross out to the waiter. Or you can use the strike through also. I kind of tend to find just drawing a line easier, but that's up to you. So number 1 is done, okay? I will go ahead and put a little S over the U. You don't have to put S over every single U. As long as you type it in, it's all good. So number 1 is done. Just for your clarification, I'll go ahead and underline it. So subject of you that had to be written in, the verb is give. Tip is a direct object, by the way. Remember when you take a verb and ask what, if you get an object, you can label it as DO. If you're still not ready for that, I'm okay with you not doing that. But if you are ready, tip would be your direct object. So that's an example of imperatives in the first section. Now in the second section, we have compound objects. Those are when a prepositional phrase has more than one object in it. So if, for example, we have into the rain, which is our normal prep phrase, here we have without a hat or an umbrella, and that strike through has to keep going. So you have the preposition, and sometimes it carries more than one object. We're used to things like through the fence, over the tree, under the gate. And this is more like if you had one that said under the fence and through, or, you know, that sort of thing. So without a hat or umbrella are your two objects for that, because without has hat and umbrella to it. Now you have your subject of Mrs. Little. I'm going to go back to my text box again because it's just easier. I don't have to mess with drawing. I'm going to do red, put my little text box there, type in subject, a little text box here, and type in verb. Done. Okay, so that's, I think, honestly, an easier way to go about doing the grammar sheets, personally. I told you you don't have to underline what you don't. Whoops, I got crazy there. You don't have to underline, but I'm going to go ahead and do, oh, I'm on text box. Whoops, I need to go to drawing. When you do your underlining, that's a quick thing to say. When you start to want to underline, you've got to get out of text box and go into drawing. So one underline there and two there. Okay, and if you, like I said, want to skip the underlining part on this round, I'm totally cool with that as long as you have an S and your S's and V's where they need to be. All right, so that's an example of how to do the grammar page. On, get back to our thing. Next thing on our list is we need to read pages 1 through 36 of Tangerine. It's a fun little novel. And complete the choices chart. Notice I did say be ready for a quiz next week on this week's reading. Please do the actual reading. Now, I went ahead and included a copy of the novel for you. Sorry, there it is. This is on your Google Classroom. I went ahead and included a copy of the novel on PDF form. If for some reason you have trouble opening the PDF, there are a million online copies of the novel Tangerine. Just make sure you have the right one, Tangerine by Edward Blore. You don't have to use my copy, but there it is. You're also more than welcome to do audio if you want. I believe her name is C.M. Smith. If you get on YouTube, she's a school teacher that reads the book out loud to you. I think she's going to go a little slow for some of you, but it's totally up to you. As far as increasing your reading fluency, the best thing you can do is be listening to audio while you're looking at a book. But honestly, in this class, I was looking before I assigned this, almost all of you are a pretty high reading level already. So whatever works for you is cool with me. As you read it, the actual assignment is to complete the choices chart. In Tangerine, as in real life, people make decisions that carry consequences. And remember, a consequence doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. As kids, I think you're used to the word consequences being, you're in trouble. A consequence just means something, happened as a result. So it can be positive or negative. Some consequences are obvious right away, while others are not apparent until some time has passed. As you read pages 1 through 35, keep a record of the choices made by Paul, his parents, and any other characters. You must have at least 6 entries for full credit, not including the first one I provided. I filled in a couple of choices for you. Feel free to use them or not. It's completely up to you. So I went ahead and did the first one. What you're doing is coming up with the choice that a character made. So on the first page, Ded and Eric go to Florida first. Who made the choice? Then what was the result of that? And then the last section is the impact on Paul. Notice as you go down the chart, I went ahead and gave you some choices here, and you just need to fill in the other parts. Okay? And I went ahead and did quite a few for you just to get you going. So in total, you need 6, the chart all filled in. Feel free to use my choices off to the left as starters or come up with your own, totally fine either way. I think that covers everything. If you have any questions, obviously email me during office hours or really anytime. I check my computer constantly. I pretty much have my computer going all day, every day. Again, I hope you're doing well. I love you very much. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye, cuties.